Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am busy. I've just finished my lunch and that, and as I'm not going to be in tonight to do any knitting on my own cardigan because I'll be at my bingo tonight, I'm doing it this afternoon instead of the other things I would be doing in this afternoon. But as you can see, I have got the neckband. I've stitched the shoulders up and I put the neckband on, and I'm onto the button band. I'll have the buttonhole band to do after this. I just need to sew it up. And I only made one mistake in all of the knitting of this when I come to do the neckband. I picked up the stitches and I'm knitting away. I was watching something on my computer, some TV show thing I think it was. And I think I'd done about 4 rows, and I suddenly said to myself, Sheila, what on earth are you doing? This is knit 2, purl 2, rib, which is what the whole cardigan is. The welts, all the welts on the card. I was doing knit 1, purl 1. That was because I was interested in something I was watching on my computer and not taking a lot of notice what I was doing, because I don't really need to be able to see my knitting. When I'm watching something on the computer, I just watch it and knit without looking at what I'm doing. And my mind just automatically must have went to knit 1, purl 1. Because I've done that much of knit 1, purl 1, and my mind must have been set on it. But I was foaming. I thought, I could leave it like that. It might not be noticeable, but no. That little thing in my head saying, no, you're not, Sheila, get it pulled out. Do it properly. Because I thought I could just leave it knit 1, purl 1 and done the ribs the same, but that meant the knit 1, purl 1 would have come in contact with the knit 2, purl 2 on the bottom of the ribs. So I had to painstakingly pull 4 rows out. And while I was doing it on 3mm needles, it's very tight. It was a little bit awkward taking it out. I had to be very careful. But anyway, I've sorted it out and changed it to the 2x2 rib. And that's what I'm doing on here. I think I'm on to the 6th row. I have 8 rows to do. I did 8 rows on the neck and I'm doing 8 rows on the band on the front. And I think I've done 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure I'm going to do 7 or 8. After I've done the 7th row, I'll see how deep it looks, because I don't need it as deep as what I have the neck. I've made the neck a little bit deeper so it comes higher up. I may only do 7 on the bands, but I am using these needles. These are some I bought, as you can see, are very long cable ones, which they were one. This pair was one long circular one, about 120 centimeters, I think it was, and I cut them in half and I put just a couple of beads on the end to keep the stitches on. That's what I do, and I only use these most of the time. I only use these for doing the bands up and down the front of the cardigans, because it's better if you can actually see what the band's looking like while you're knitting, instead of having them all scrunched up either on a straight needle or on a circular. I do not like knitting with the circular ones on the bands, because it still scrunches them up. But this one annoys me. Now, as you can see, the shape, how it goes. I can show you with one of these other ones here how. That is how it should be. There is a slight bend in the end of the actual needle where the wire goes in, and they are perfect. When I'm knitting with them, that part there depends on how far into the row I am, but that part there rests into the crook of my hand between my finger and my thumb, and it's just right. But this one, if you look at the difference, you see how that one, it goes round and straight down. This one, it does not go the same way. And when I have it, instead of that bend there being that way on my hand, it's always facing upwards like that, and it's so annoying and rather awkward. There must have been something when they've put this wire in. I don't know whether they've bent the part of the needle the wrong way or something they've done with the wire, but it should be, if I can force it round, it should be like that, but it is not like that. It goes up. It's very hard to explain unless you're knitting with it. You know exactly what I meant. Because even when I'm knitting with it, the stitches just don't flow along right on it. But I'm managing. I do have another one of these. I did have two of these, of each of the 120cm ones, because I bought two sets so I could cut one set in half and keep the other set as a circular in case I wanted a longer one like that. So I do have another one. I'm going to cut it in half and do the same as what I did with these ones, because I just do not like this one. It really annoys me. But that's me. There's a lot of things annoy me. Put that in there. That's where I just hang those ones there because they're too long. Just put the needle inside the tin and the long part just hangs around there. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of this while I'm talking. Like I'm saying, it's my bingo tonight. So there's only me and my friend Molly tonight, because my friend Anne is going off on some, I don't know where it is, but it's that Newcastle footballer Peter Beardsley is giving a talk somewhere, and that's where my friend Anne's going with her son and his girlfriend. So there's only me and Molly for the bingo tonight, because it must be on the same time as the bingo. It's very strange, Anne missing her bingo. So like I said, I'm knitting this because I won't be in tonight and won't have time to do any of this tonight. So I'll be knitting it today to finish my cardigan off and get it sewn up after I've finished putting the bands on. But the other things I've been doing, haven't done any more of this for a while. I have to get on with this, the little pom-pom scarf that I'm doing. Probably when I finish my cardigan, I'll be getting on with some more of these things and sorting them out. So that was as much as that I had got done. I hadn't got any more of that. And my hat that I was doing, I'm not even sure whether this is going to fit me actually. I'll have to wait until it's finished, because I'm following the pattern. Got my pattern here. This pattern that I showed the other day. I'm following this pattern. I've got the number of stitches. It looks quite a large hat on that lady's head. And it says on the pattern that it was worsted, which I take as Aaron, because I think it must be Americans. It must be someone in the United States that must have wrote this pattern out, because of what they're calling the wool, because we don't have worsted in the UK. And I'm taking it that it's Aaron. So that's what I'm using, but it just doesn't look big enough to me. I've not quite finished the part. This part is the brim part, and I have to do it until it's wide enough to fold like that, and then pick up the the stitches and knit all the stitches together from where you folded it to make a brim on it. But I've tried this part just the way it is onto my head as far as I can get it. And it doesn't look like it's going to fit me. It's more like a child's hat. So it said on the pattern 86 stitches. And I should have known, because I've done double knitting ones for myself and I have about 125 stitches, and you don't have that many less for Aaron. So I'm not sure. And I'm using the same size needles they say on here. They say US 7 or 4.5 millimeter. But I'll carry on the way it says on the pattern, and if it's too small, I'll just have to work out a few extra stitches on it and to make it, because you just have to add a couple every couple 2 stitches, you know. It's in lots of 2, multiples of 2. Just add the extra stitches so you get a few more stitches on. I'll be able to work out when it's finished how many extra stitches I'll need if I think it's going to be too small. Because it does feel rather, just trying to get that bit over my head like I've just showed you. It's very tight. I would say that the instructions to me are more for a child than an adult, but anyway. And I haven't done any more of this one yet. I'm going to take this with me to the bingo tonight to start one of the sleeves. I'll do a little bit of this after I finish my cardigan if I have time, and take this with me to the bingo. So I'll don't get very much done because I only have half an hour. When we first get in, I'll pick Molly up about 7:15. It'll be about nearly 7:30 by the time we get in there. About another 10 minutes to get our books and things sorted out. And then the bingo starts at 8:15. And then we have a break at 9 for another 15 minutes before another game starts. So I'll get a few rows done as that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do what I can of my own cardigan to get it finished. I don't know whether I'll sew it up or I might just have time to do the other band, because I do have to do the buttonhole band after this one. I may see if I've got enough time to sew some of it up, but I'm not in a hurry for it. If I was in a hurry for it, it would have been finished a long time ago. But I'm just going to do what I can, and before it's time for me to get something for my tea before I go to the bingo. And I am busy having so I've just finished my lunch and I'm having a cup of tea as well. And this little cozy I made for I did a tutorial on it on my on my crochet channel, and it's come in very handy. You know, it does keep my tea hot, because this tea has been sitting on there for about half an hour. And I keep forgetting about it when I'm through, and I've just had a drink, and it's not hot, but it's still nice and warm. So it does keep your tea hot for quite a long time. So if you haven't seen this on my crochet channel tutorial and want one, get on there and make yourself one. But don't forget to subscribe to that channel as well, because I want some more subscribers on it as well as some more views. I keep thinking of something else. I may try and do a little baby's cardigan, a crochet one. I've never crocheted anything for babies since my kids were babies. I had a lot of crochet patterns, actually. There were crochet patterns, ones I could follow. I'm not very good at following a crochet pattern, but I did have 1 or 2 little for babies cardigans that I could manage okay. And I used to do them for my own kids when they were babies, and I did them for 1 or 2 friends as well. And then I had this young girl moved in next door to me, and I taught her how to knit, because she couldn't knit. I taught her how to knit, and then she liked what I was doing with the crochet, because I crocheted, she was expecting a baby, and I crocheted a little cardigan for a little girl. And you know, that family moved from that house. They done a moonlight flit one night. Well, I had lent her I taught her how to crochet as well, because she liked the little cardigan I had been doing. So I lent her a lot of I think it was all of my crochet patterns for little baby cardigans and that. And one night they were just gone. They done a moonlight flit from that house and took all my patterns with her. So I don't have any crochet patterns at all, because I sorted out all what I had and I lent them to that Colleen, I think the name, yes, it was her name was Colleen. I lent them to her and I never ever got them back, because she took them away when they left the house. I think they were in debt, had owed rent and everything else, and they just done a moonlight flit. And I was so annoyed. It wasn't just my crochet patterns, I had lent her a lot of my knitting patterns as well, because she was wanting to do, you know, to try some little sweaters for, because she had 3 little boys as well. And that's what happens when you lend things out. You don't always get them back. But anyway, that's my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe. Catch you another day. So bye for now.